Hey, what's up guys? It's Drew Holmes here, Millennial Entrepreneur. I'm outside of my office, just getting ready to leave for the day. I had a freaking killer day. Hope you guys are doing well, had a good day yourselves. And as I'm walking out of the office, of course, the only cars that are still here is me and my old man. Me and the big boss, right? So that's what it takes sometimes. The commitment level of the top people is through the roof. Those top sales guys in every company are pushing and pulling harder. Some of them are more skilled, some of them are better at talking to people, but the truth is the guys that rise to the top are the guys that want it. They really want it bad. We just did a wrap on our company vehicle, pretty sweet. And then back behind me here is our commercial building that came with the business when my dad bought the business about 30 years ago. And the interesting thing about his story is he bought the business and he came in the first day. He put all his life savings on the line, retirement fund, anything he had, cars, our house at the time. He put everything on the line to buy this business. Bought the business, showed up the first day, and it's a distribution company, sells packaging. It's supposed to be a customer list, right? A vendor list and an inventory list. An inventory list of all the shit that's in this building back behind me that you see. So he shows up the first day, paid for the business, everything, quit his other job. He was about to take over a car dealership and own that. It would have been an easy ticket to be a multimillionaire, guaranteed. He had it, he was set, but he didn't like the business and took a risk. And that risk paid off big time for me and my family and everybody that's involved, even including our employees, have had some tremendous value and added to their life by the risk that he took. But the risk he took, came into the business first day, no vendor information whatsoever. He doesn't even know who to buy this stuff from. It's gone. No customer list. That was stolen. And in addition to the no customer list, there was no inventory paperwork. So he had no idea where to buy the stuff, who to buy it from, and even worse, who his customers were. How crazy is that? So he bought a business, and the girl that was supposed to come in and basically run the business as the general manager said 3 days later, after he had come in, she didn't show up, and he said he called and finally the lady's husband called and said, "Jeff, hate to say it, but my wife is she's going into business on her own." So basically the girl that was managing this business behind me that my dad bought 30 years ago decided that she was going to basically rip my dad off and you know, basically take all the information that he had paid for and put his life savings on the line. Now the upside is we had this beautiful building behind us full of all kinds of products that we have no idea what to do with, and he didn't even know who to sell it to or what the stuff even was. So he had no money left. He could have went into a positive or negative environment. The negative would have been going into a legal battle. The positive would have been, you know, anything but that. And so what does he decide to do? He talked to his best friend. His best friend said, "Jeff, you go in one way or the other. You either go positive or negative." And Jeff said, "Well, I don't have a choice because I don't have any money left." And he went in and day by day he went out one day at a time with a crappy Beauville rusted out van that we owned. My brothers and I used to laugh about it. It was actually pretty embarrassing, but yeah, we liked it because you could stand up inside it. But he would fill that Beauville van full of bags and boxes and drive around Pittsburgh, South Side, North Side, downtown, and he would just drive around and talk to people and try to sell. And he ended up running into he found out that there was a guy that used to work for this paper company that he bought. I think it was, I forget what the name of the company was, I'll have to find it, but he had found out about this guy, and he reached out to the guy and said, "Look, I'd love to meet with you. I want to tell you about what happened to me." And he explained to this guy, Mr. Pittman, what happened, and you know, the fact that he got ripped off. He bought the business, and this lady, we're just going to call her Jane, had stolen all the information. Mr. Pittman says, "Jeff, I'm going to see you at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll be down. I'll meet you down at the warehouse." So guess what? 8 a.m. rolls around. Mr. Pittman shows up, and he goes, "Jeff, I'm going to go out and I'm going to tell the customers one by one what happened." And he goes out And sure enough, day one, he comes back with one order. And day two, another order. Day three, so, a couple weeks later, we had, maybe 8 or 10 customers. My dad was still losing maybe $6,000 to $7,000 a month with 3 young kids at home, probably scared out of his mind. I can imagine if that was me, that, pretty much would be in fear constantly, wouldn't be able to sleep, wouldn't be able to eat, probably wouldn't be able to do anything. But guess what? He was able to pull himself out of it. And customer by customer, within 5 years, he had about 1,000 customers. Within about 10 years, he had 2,000 customers and was doing about $2 million in business. From that $2 million in business, he parlayed that into an internet company. And what happened was our business started declining. If you look at Target, Walmart, Amazon, all the big box companies, online and in person, these stores were just killing all the small businesses all over Pittsburgh, and the small businesses were the majority of our customers, right? So, what does my dad do? He decides to start an internet website that does food packaging, and we knew food packaging was something that we could sell, but we didn't know anything about it, and he didn't realize how hard it was going to be able to get this food packaging thing up off the ground. And the bottom line is, he started a website, didn't know what he was doing, and went out on the road and started trying to call on places. And what he learned is that US Foods and Sysco were already selling the food. They were already doing daily deliveries. And for them, it was easy to just add on packaging, add it on to the food order that comes every day. And we couldn't deliver to places every day, and nor did we even know what the products were or have all the products. We just had some products and knew that we could drop ship from a couple vendors, and he kind of figured it out. But something interesting happened. There was a guy that owed him money, and he got connected with this guy, and actually his wife owed us money for a packaging deal that she needed, I guess, couldn't pay. And so he says, you know what, I do internet work. I know that you're trying to build this internet website. Why don't I come in and partner with you? So that's what he did. And this guy's sole job, and all he did, was internet marketing and digital marketing for the company Prell that does the hand sanitizer. Now, to fast forward to, a couple years beyond that, we go from 2 to 4 million, and then from 4 to 6, and, slowly but surely, as things progress, the other partner started wanting some things that weren't, we weren't going to be able to do for him. And it got to the point where we were starting to make some substantial money. So my dad made a move to buy out his partner. And from that point forward, we've been running this business together. It's been the best thing for me to be able to work with my dad and to be able to watch what he's created and to be able to build and expand upon that. So I have something driving me, which is I know exactly what I want to do, and I know exactly how I want to do it. Well, maybe not all the details of exactly how. So for you, the number one thing that you can do is figure out what it is that drives you. For me, it's being able to build a legacy on top of what my dad has built. It's being able to prove to myself and my family that I have a serious amount of worth and value to the world and to the marketplace and to myself. And, for me to prove to myself and my wife and my kids, and for my kids to be proud of me. So those are some of the things that motivate me. See this beautiful building behind me? That building is going to be in my family's business for years, and we're gonna take that and we're gonna roll that into the next deal and into the next deal, and any cash that we can get, we're gonna keep reinvesting into the future. So that just gives you a little bit of backstory on my business, how I got started, a little bit about how we became the $10 million internet company that we are today, from a company that essentially a business that we bought that got ripped off. We purchased an internet company, and it wasn't, or a brick and mortar business, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So, and I hope that helps you a little bit, gives you a little bit of backstory on me, my family's business, and really a story about how my dad created absolute cash cow from nothing. And it's a tremendous amount of work, tremendous amount of management, And there's absolutely ups and downs in any business, especially ours. From a family business perspective, it's not easy to get along with your family, but if you can do it and you can come out on top, man, you're gonna have a good life. So hope that finds you guys well. I'll talk to you guys soon.